Ah, you caught me dancing. Well, now you're going to hear me sing it. Wake up and let your spirit rise. Don't let this awesome life pass you by. Wake up and let your spirit rise. Wake up and rise. Let your spirit rise. Put doubt and fears aside. Let your spirit rise. Let your spirit rise. Did you hear that? Wake up and let your spirit rise. That's a song that I just kind of made up based on something I made when I was a little girl. But in the book, because I'm going to introduce you to my premier book, I want you to listen to what I wrote about rising up. It says, know yourself. Lost souls, come to me. I'll help you find your way. Lost souls, you haven't left home. Just wake up from your deep sleep. Wake up from the nightmares you have created. Wake up, Adam. Wake up, Dorothy. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Wake up, all you mortals of the earth. You have the power to release the spell yourself. Just become knowledgeable of your true self. Bow down to the disciplines of self knowledge. It's the same as any other discipline. You will be a layman at first. However, just remain diligent. Pay close attention and continually ask for guidance. You would undoubtedly gain wisdom once you've taken the course of know thyself. That means a lot to me. Wake up and let your spirit rise. What I really want to introduce you to today is my premier book. One book out of many, but the main one about self-discovery. While looking at the Wiz one day with my children, I decided to take them out of the public school system because I couldn't do without them and they couldn't do without me. And I was afraid. I was so afraid, but I did it anyway. And Wednesdays was movie day. I was going to show them movies that I believe were classics. And the one I was looking at this day was The Wiz. I also showed them Imitation of Life. But I showed them The Wiz. And when I was watching The Wiz, I saw Dorothy, and Dorothy was afraid. And I saw a book. I said, I see a book. Thank you, God. I see a book. So what I saw was Dorothy dreamt that she lacked compassion, courage, and intelligence because during her waking thoughts, she thought that she didn't have those things. So she dreamt it, only to be shown through this book as Dorothy takes her journey, that is a journey of self-discovery, enabling the reader and me to take control of my own personal growth. More than that is self-acceptance of self. How many people do you know that are looking for self in all the wrong places? It even happens to me sometimes, not like it used to a long time ago, but it happens to me sometimes. So I want to introduce this book to you called Looking for Self in All the Wrong Places. Now, I decided that listening to people who have read it, because over 1,000 people have read this book, but I wanted to reach into the millions. Why? Because I know that as people read this book and I hear the beautiful comments, I know it's God working with the souls and the hearts of the individual. So looking for self in all the wrong places, which you see here, down here on my left, is also called an introduction to your life or a dictionary for your life. And the reason why I call it that is because that's what people say. The book comes in three, at least, it used to have three different versions. The first one, which is the one I'm reading from, the red one here, no longer exists. The company went out of business. But you can get this blue copy, and that's an 8 by 11 by 5. So if you like a larger book, that's the one you would get. Otherwise, you would get the yellow one. And you would be surprised how much Amazon is selling these books for. So what I'm going to do at this time, I am going to read something from the book so that you can get a taste, a seed of what's inside the book. So I'm going to read about the scarecrow. I'm going to go to the scarecrow because that's the one that stands out for me. So listen, sit down, sit back, and listen. The wise scarecrow. Remember the Tin Man? He's the one that thought that he lacked knowledge. The rough and exultant sounds of crows begin the next scene. Crows are large, jet black, shiny birds that are known for their pestering behavior, especially on the field of crops. We find the crows eating garbage and loving it. Rogers' desk thesaurus uses the following synonyms for crow: gloat, boast, brag, strut, swagger, vaunt, and trump. These characteristic traits are not virtuous. What a perfect analogy for the dissenting thoughts that tug consistently for attention in the minds of mortals. The scene continues with a cry for help by the scarecrow. Help! Help! Fellas, will you help me get down from this pole? Remember, that's Michael Jackson talking in the movie. I just want to walk in my garden. His garden was the same garbage fields the crows were enjoying. I've seen many people living in undesirable conditions and loving it. I've seen many people living in undesirable conditions, like I said, and loving it. They literally live amongst garbage and chaos and still call it home sweet home. Whatever conditions we find ourselves in, howbeit treacherous, we often love it and don't choose to abandon it. We don't even know that there is a better and more beautiful place, even though we get hints of a better place from time to time. We sacrifice our time on earth living amongst the undesirable for external benefits, like saving a few extra dollars rather than striving to obtain true peace. This is the daily cry of so many people in the world today, and it's happening at an exponential rate. We reach out for any and everything that's a cure. We reach out for temporary pacification. We reach out to drugs, to our lovers, or to whatever is our idea of God, or to whatever we think will save us. The crows symbolize antagonistic thoughts such as lack, fear, poverty, and insecurity. Listen carefully to the scarecrow's opinion of himself. If I only had a brain, subject is a hopeless failure. I'm just a miserable hunk of junk. Although our negative voice speaks loud, there is still a small, subtle voice within that reminds us that we were once had the stature of kings and queens. How else can man or woman feel so grand? Everyone feels they should own the world. Even the young men that hang on street corners feel the street corner is theirs and guard it as if it belongs to them. The crows boldly assert their affirmations to the scarecrow. The crows taunt the scarecrow and pronounce dissenting words that reinforce his negative thoughts. You can't get down. This is your life. Ain't anything to get down for. Stupid as usual. Reading is a waste of time. And this society have decided that they don't, almost really don't even want to look at a book. Courage for what? These thoughts, although spoken through the crows, were Dorothy's hidden feelings. They were Dorothy's waking yet subconscious thoughts. These thoughts were ingrained in the fabric of Dorothy's mind, and so many of us. These thoughts were programmed and they were surfacing during her dream. Her mind was faithfully serving her through the symbol of the scarecrow. Our minds are faithful to whatever we most secretly harbor. I recently witnessed a 6-year-old repeating with strong conviction, "Everybody hates me. I hate myself." Can you imagine the road this child will travel unless an angel intercedes before he matures? This attests to the wonderful order in this world God created. The sun and the moon faithfully run their course, and our minds faithfully serve us. This is perfection. This is order. This is what allows cause and effect to prevail. We teach cause and effect as soon as children enter school. I agree with the title of the book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. The beauty of life is seen when we become aware of this truth. We are responsible for our thoughts. Hence, the name of my other channel, Be Aware of Your Thoughts, 6045. We are responsible for our thoughts, and the circumstances, effect of our life stem from our thoughts. Once we are aware of this, we can begin the process of unearthing the brainwashing that has held us captive for so long. The scarecrow exhibited his brilliance because he was already on the road of unleashing his ingrained negativity. He read. Reading is one of the highest forms of communication. Do you understand that? So it's not optional. Reading is not optional. Remember when we couldn't read, didn't have permission to read, and all the things that happened to make sure that we could not read? Come on. We share ideas almost expediently through reading. Of course, this is subject to each reader's comprehension level. Beware of anyone who discourages your growth through reading. When you're searching for wisdom, it requires that you keep an open mind. Your safeguard is God. Ask Him to decipher and sift the messages you receive. I can go on, but I can't make it but so long. So, again, I'm going to urge you to pick up your copy, not this copy, because I do have like 100 left in the box I have here. That's going to be special. I'm going to charge more for those books, and I'm going to autograph those books. So I'll let you know when that special is set forth. But for now, you can go to Amazon under Cynthia Whitley and Gershona. You'll also find this name there also. So when you see it, don't be confused because it's either Cynthia Whitley or Gershona Cynthia Whitley. And remember, you get to choose from the blue book and the yellow book. Those are the books that you're going to choose from. All right. So when you get there and see all the other books there, this is the first book. The next book that I'll talk about next week is Looking for Peace in All the Wrong Places. And then Looking for Perfection in All the Wrong Places. One book follows the other. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you're excited, right? And when you read it, I want you to leave comments. So you can order the book even down below. If you're on YouTube, you can look in the description. If you're on TikTok, you can look at my link tree. If you're on Instagram, you can look at my link tree. My Instagram is Whitley58. So if you go to Whitley58, then you can order the book also. Remember, looking for self in all the wrong places, and now also under a dictionary for your life. So with that, I am going to end this talk, and I'm going to just put a little advertisement at the end so that just to remind you where you need to go on Amazon. So for now, I'm going to say peace and shalom, and I'm going to end it by putting on a short clip so that you can remember where to go. Okay, so remember to ease on down the road. A dictionary for your life. Looking for self in all the wrong places? Any one of these editions. You can order below, or you can go straight to Amazon under Cynthia Whitley.